Hello and welcome along to episode 2 of this brand new FM20 story from Cliftonville with me, Daniel. We're back following our introduction last time for our brand new series, and we have got our first game at the club today, which is a big one as well, and that's why I'm hiding it from you at the moment. We've got good news as you can see here, and we'll reflect on all of that in a moment. As for our final long-term story of FM20, we look to take Cliftonville as high as possible domestically and hopefully achieve some success in Europe, and that process starts today. So very quickly before we go and get into our first game, there's no new signings yet as it's just 3 days after the introduction in the first qualifying round of the Europa League. Please do put a thumbs up on the video if you're looking forward to this one. If you missed the first episode, you can catch up in the eye above, and there's links to all of our other playlists there as well. And a massive thank you for your support with episode 1. I really do appreciate it. We talked through the reasons for managing in Northern Ireland, what's inspired it, and the success we've had with our podcast in Northern Irish football. And it's really sort of made me fall in love with it. So I'm looking forward to this series, but it could all come crashing down today. So I'm a little bit scared, to be brutally honest. If you want to stay up to date with this one though, as well as all the other content on the channel, please do subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on, as we try to take Cliftonville to the top of Northern Irish football. So we've got a new contract for our goalkeeper, which is a good positive start. We have loaned out one youngster in Ronan Wilson. He's gone on loan to Newry for a season. And I've actually got a couple of players we need to re-meet, because a bit similar to the Macclesfield one we did a little while ago, we couldn't progress past the first day. There was a little bit of a glitch where it just sort of crashed. So we had to start again. And what I didn't realise at this level is a couple of the players had auto-generated attributes. So we've got a couple of people where they're not quite the same as they were before. So those men are Aaron Donnelly, who is now a brilliant tackler and even worse everywhere else, including physically, where he was a bit stronger in our original meet. And the second one, and probably the biggest harm, is Ronan Doherty. So I thought for a first team player, 3-star ability, he'll be set in stone. But he's now got an 8 passing attribute. He's far worse technically. And we're now even more desperate for a central midfielder, because he's starting for us in the Europa League today. Something I'm a little bit worried about. We've got a few changes to star ratings, but we can't read much into them. We're talking about an assistant manager who can't judge ability. So we probably need to be careful with how much we read into that. It does look like Stephen Garrett will be off. And of course we've loaned out Wilson. And we're trying to bring in a few very exciting players. But I'm not going to talk about them yet. And I'm not going to introduce them, because I want them to be a surprise for episode 3. But today we make our Europa League debut. We've got the dynamics looking pretty decent in terms of dressing room atmosphere. But of course there's a little bit of trouble with managerial support. We've only got the National C licence and we're only a Sunday League footballer. So we're not quite respected just yet. The team cohesion's not bad for the start of pre-season. And we are playing KI from the Faroe Islands. It could go either way. They've got a tiny reputation, but they've got more European experience. And we're missing players in key positions. So this first leg at Solitude is going to be crucial. And the second leg is going to be even harder. We've got 4 players unregistered apparently. Now I never got to pick this squad. So I'm not quite sure who's unregistered and why. Is it players we might have on trial? It is players we've had on trial, so I nearly gave the game away then. I wanted to make sure that you get a surprise with those signings, so I'm not going to introduce them today. I was trying to work out why the selection info screen looked different, and then I've realised there's no form. I'm so not used to playing competitive football on the 27th of June. But here we go, we're going for a balanced mentality, a 4-4-2, but with the left winger pushed further up. That man is McMenamin, who we met last time out. And we've got McCrudden and Gormley in a front 2 as it stands, with Bagnall doing the dirty work in central midfield. So it's pretty much the 11 we said when we started. We do need a centre-half, we do need a centre midfielder, but aside from that, it's not the worst squad in the world. So hopefully, touch wood, we can get a result today. We've got Richard Brush in goal, McDermott and Ives the fullbacks. McDermott's got a right midfielder in front of him, so he's a wing-back on attack. Ives is just a supporting fullback because McMenamin's further forward. We've got Breen and Harney at centre-half, Bagnall and Doherty in central midfield, Chris Curran on the right side of midfield, McMenamin up on the left wing, and McCrudden the target man with Gormley the poacher, hoping for goals early in pre-season. There's no fitness, there's no physicality in the boys. We need some magic today. We've got everything going for us as we possibly can, and we're just going to try and get it forward and play wide early on. We are going to make some slight tweaks to this looking actually. I'm going to keep the overlap on the right. I'm also going to go a bit less wide. We're going to go to medium directness, not fully. And we will try and run at the defence a bit more because we've got good wingers. We're also going to hit early crosses because we've got two good strikers in the box, and we're going to whip them in because they're not the tallest. We're going to distribute to the flanks. We're going to counter-attack. We're going to counter-press as well, I think. And we're also going to distribute quickly. And then finally, out of possession, we'll keep that line of engagement up. We'll stay on our feet and we'll try and get further forward. That's the 11 we've gone for. Not much in terms of game changers on the bench, in truth. So let's just see if we can get a result. It's Cliftonville v KI, and it is Europa League football to start the series. A very common European formation here away at Solitude for KI. They're going for the 4-2-1-3. Two holding midfielders. A lot of the high squad numbers. We've seen that in other saves. Hang on a minute. They have got 5 substitutes called Simonson. 4 subs and a left back. I feel like they've gone a bit too far on the same names there. 5 Simonsons in the squad. But either way, this is our moment. Let's encourage the lads, get into the first half, and hopefully we can come out on top here. It'd be great if we can get through to the second leg. The finances would be massive. I mean, if we go very quickly and have a look, let's just go off topic before we look at this game. If we go and have a look at the Europa League for Cliftonville, I just want to show you what impact this has. So this is the winners qualifying for the first qualifying round. It's the preliminary round, this one. If we get to the first round, the round appearance money is 206,000. Now, to put that into perspective, that's 4 times what our bank balance is almost. And that's almost 20 times what our transfer budget is. And it's also significantly more than our weekly wage bill, which is 6,000 a week. No, 5,000 a week. So it's 40 times our wage bill. It basically pays our current wages for a year. That's how important this game is. And we kick off with Joe Gormley. Back to Harney at centre-half. He's got the right back with him, but he's going to go out to McDermott. And he goes long down the right to Gormley. Flicks on, but it's hoofed away by KI there. And McDermott picks it up on the right again. Once we finish this highlight, we will make the changes to speed the game up. But McDermott finds Curran. Chance to cross. The early cross is deflected. It's a corner kick. Let's drop to key highlights. We don't want to be here too often. And get it as fast as possible between them. Ball into the box. To the back post. Oh, he's missed it. It was McCrudden going for it, but he didn't get anywhere near it. We're going to turn the replays off. You know I'm not a fan of those. And we will get back into it. With 10 minutes gone. Cliftonville on top, but no shots on target yet. However, fellow Northern Irish side Ballymena are doing brilliantly. So we're going to go a bit more positive actually. Try and get on the front foot. Ballymena United 2-0 up. Welsh side Barry Town are 1-0 up. And Cardiff Met Uni are drawing. But we need to make sure we're not the embarrassment. Oh, no. Bagnall's going to get sent off. That's an awful tackle. What are you doing? And suddenly, we've just become underdogs in this tie. We're going to have to drop to balanced. And what on earth is he doing? From stay on your feet to putting that tackle in. We've only got Aaron Harkin in the squad. And we're going to have to sacrifice McCrudden. We haven't got a choice. And that's going to weaken us significantly. So Harkin's going to be replacing him. He's going to be a Carolero maybe? I don't know. We haven't really got a passer of the ball. We haven't really got a good technical player. I don't know what to do here. Central midfielder on attack. Mazzala on support. I think we make Harkin a deep line playmaker. We're going to go for it because we haven't got many other options. And we'll get back into it. Drop to balanced. And now it's about holding on for the away leg. And it's a throw on the right hand side. If we could still win it with 10, it would be a brilliant start. As Harkin picks it up in the middle. And you can see even more now what I meant about getting central midfielders in. McDermott crosses the ball. Gormley's up there, but on his own, it's probably not ideal for a poacher. As Doherty picks it up again. On the right, he's got 2 men. Goes back to Harkin. Played a bit safe there. Doherty second time to Curran. Chance to cross. Deflects away. We're not finding the right ball. The delivery has been really poor. Harney heads away to Doherty. To be fair, we're keeping the pressure on here. Doherty left to McMenamin. He crosses early. Gormley's there. Hits the crossbar. And it's down across the line and cleared. Joe Gormley with a brilliant opportunity. Is he good as an advanced forward? He's not bad. I think we're going to have to do that. Because we need him to try and create something. And I think advanced forward is the only way to do it. 5 minutes to the break. It's still 0-0. And to be honest, we're making the best of a bad situation. We're still dominant with 10 men. And we need to make sure we're in it for the second leg. Because looking at this side, I reckon we can beat them on the road. Into the second half we go. It's 10v11, but it's still 0-0 and we're still dominant. And we just need that one chance to get ahead. And it's a goal kick for our visitors, who clear it wide. But it's intercepted by Curran. He's got Gormley in the middle. He had to find him, but he's overhit it. McMenamin's there, though. And it's a brilliant save by Tunga. It's a corner kick for Cliftonville. and I'm really impressed by what we're doing with 10. Ballymena are 4-0 up, so it could be 2 Northern Irish sides through, but we're going to need it in the second leg because we're a man down and we're not going to win this handsomely. It's Harney at the back as the highlight ends, and it's a goal kick again for our visitors. Long ball forward, McDermott intercepts. Harkin over the top, but it's headed away. One of 5 Simonsons in the squad gets there. Long ball forward by the visitors. Oh, no. Not like this. Surely not. We're 1-0 down. How on earth has that happened? One shot on target. We have been dominant. We're going to have to demand more. We're going to have to go more positive. And in the away leg, we're going to need to play at our best and keep 11 on the park. Because here we've been embarrassing. We've been brilliant going forward, but we've been toothless. We've been with 10 men for the most part. And we're desperate in centre midfield, but we don't have options. So I'm going to have to bring on Ryan Curran on the right-hand side. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put Curran in central midfield for whatever he wants to do. Advanced playmaker on attack. Harkin will be a central midfielder on support. And we're going to get back into it. Curran will push further forward. Just try and give us that little option. Gormley up front on his own. And a winger on support and a winger on attack. Or do we go wide target man on attack? Let's go for that. Try and give ourselves a bit more going forward. 25 to go. And this has been an unmitigated disaster. With 20 left, we're going to make the final sub. Levi Ives is on a booking, so Donnelly will come on for him. He'll be a fullback on support. In fact, we'll put him on defend for now. And we've just got to nick a goal from somewhere. I still think we'll get through in the second leg if we keep 11 on the pitch. As Curran picks it up on the right, delivers to McMenamin, and that will certainly help. McMenamin heads in at the back stick. It is Cliftonville 1, KI 1. Thoroughly deserved on the run of play. Despite the fact we've got 10 men, we are back on top and looking good. And actually, now we've got 2 attacking wingers on, I'm going to make Gormley a poacher again and just try and get him in the box. Working the width of the area and trying to nick one. But he's taking a free kick here. In towards Curran. Penalty kick. Has to be a penalty kick. It's given. Who's the best taker? It says Gormley. We're going to stick with him. Joe Gormley to take the penalty. And we could yet come up on top with 10. It would be deserved based on the performance. Ballymena's 6-0 up in their game now. And Cliftonville is saved. It's a brilliant save as well. Not a great deal wrong with the penalty, but a wonderful bit of goalkeeping. McMenamin delivers the corner. It beats everyone again. We've got to work on those. And Breen, because he's so slow, can't keep up with it. I mean, I'll never know how we haven't won this and how so many things have conspired against us. But there's still a chance. McMenamin in. Harney heads in for 2-1. And we have finally got the lead. We have dominated a game with a man less. We have been brilliant throughout. And the 2 Welsh sides and the 2 Northern Irish sides are all on track to get through now. And this could be brilliant for British football. As Simonson picks it up in the middle. Don't rule it out just yet. Breen wins this header. Curran long forward. A third would surely wrap this tie up. McMenamin on the left. Chance to cross. Beats his man. Good challenge, but he gets it again. And he's still come out with the ball. Delivers to Curran. It's headed in for 3. And now I am much happier. The debut has become a brilliant one. It started awfully. It started scarily. Gormley's missed a penalty. We've had a sending off. We went 1-0 down to an awful individual error. But we are deservedly winning 3-1 now. And we could yet put a 4th on this. McMenamin cuts it into Harkin. Breen gets the ball forward. And we're on course to earn our 200 grand now as well, which is great. The second leg should be easy after this. Brush gets the ball in goal. And we will take this result all day long. Richard Brush with a goal kick. Drops it. Takes as much time as he can. Long ball forward. Harkin's there. They've all left him. Harkin's in. It's a good save. It's a brilliant save by the goalkeeper. And he's had a really good game for the visitors. But with 5 minutes of stoppage time gone, despite having an early red card, it is Cliftonville 3, KI 1, and that performance with 10 men was sensational. So we're delighted with the lads, the performance, the result, and we'll definitely get through in the second leg. Ballymena win 6-0, they'll be through as well. Cardiff Met Uni win 4-0, and Barry get a good draw on the road. There are so many positive signs for British football there, and particularly for us here at Cliftonville. Don't forget, if we get through to the first qualifying round, it's £200,000. Ballymena United look like they're going to do the same. And for 2 of the semi-pro sides, that'll be really helpful. They've got some good young players as well, actually. So we've got Bagnall suspended for the second leg. He is absolutely awful. It was a terrible tackle. McMenamin had a brilliant game. We've got to give him all the praise in the world. Gormley missed a penalty, which can happen. But the second leg is a chance for him to shine again. With a second strike partner, hopefully it'll be a bit better. So we're going to skip through and very quickly play the second leg, and we'll be back in a moment for that one as we look to wrap up qualifying for the first round. We're back for the second leg. We're heavy favourites as you'd expect, and I've got a sneaky suspicion we're going to get through and earn that money. Now I'm having to be very careful here because we have signed 3 superstar players in the last week, and I want to save them to introduce in a future episode, because hopefully we'll be able to register some or all of them for the next round of the Europa League qualifying. We've got our centre half, we've got our centre midfielder, and we've got a third surprise package as well. But let's firstly go and pick the team for this second leg, which is going to be depleted, and we can't get rid of as many at the moment because we haven't been able to register the others for the squad. The one that has gone is Stephen Garrett, but aside from that, we're at full strength with the exception of the suspension. I'll be back in a moment with a lineup. So a couple of youngsters having to drift onto the bench, and we're basically down to the bare bones. There's one player at the whole club, bar this squad, who was eligible for this fixture. But we have got basically our strongest 11 available. Harkins in for the suspended Bagnall. He did a good job when he came on for him after the red card. And I think aside from that, we're as strong as we can be. Obviously just Garrett missing out on the bench. So it's pretty much the same lineup, just that one change. Let's make sure we get the job done. It's 3-1 on aggregate, and we need to make sure it stays at least that. 4-2-3-1, a much more attacking move at home, and their stadium looks absolutely lovely in the Faroe Islands. They've got all the Simonsons on the bench again, as you would expect, and we're going to ask the lads to pick up where they left off. If they produce the same performance, with the exception of the big tackle that got the red card, I think we'll get through comfortably. Ballymena, of course, 6-0 up, and that's part of this. They're now 8-0 on aggregate already. We want to check on those sides to make sure they're developing with us. We'd like nearly all the league to be professional by the time we're done. And we've got a gash to the lower leg of Jamie Harney, so if we can get a goal up here, I'll take him off. But at the moment, we can't afford to not have him on the pitch. Here's Harkin though. He could change that any minute. Out to the right, McDermott's overlapping, but he finds Curran instead. He goes out to McDermott. 3 in the middle, delivers to the back post. McMenamin down, gotta be a penalty. And this time, I'm still going to stick with it. McCrudden's the best penalty taker on the pitch, but do I go Gormley and let him get the chance for redemption? Oh, no, I'm going Joe Gormley. Let's see if he can get himself back on the scoring trail. It would be good redemption for him. Ballymena now 4-0 up in 11 minutes, 10-0 on aggregate. And Joe Gormley has got himself off the mark. A big moment for him and our star striker. And it is now 4-1 on aggregate, and we have surely done the job now. Jamie Harney will be able to come off now. We can bring on a centre half. It's going to be Aaron Donnelly. Breen will play on the right hand side, Donnelly on the left. And we'll just try and keep it tight because they've not got too much work to do at the moment. And we've got a throw on the left with Ives. Down to McCudden, the target man. He's going to be replaced by one of those new signings as Joe Gormley heads in for a second. And who needs a target man when your poacher's winning headers like that? Joe Gormley 2, KI 0. And it's 5-1 on aggregate. And you've got to say in this round, it's us and Ballymena looking the strongest. And that's a really good sign moving forward. Ballymena 11-0 on aggregate. That's absolutely incredible. But for us, it's been a brilliant display. A 3-1 dominant win at home with 10 men. And in this one with 11, we've looked just as superior. We need to make sure Harney's back next midweek because he's going to be featuring in the first qualifying round. And that'll be a big episode for us because we'll be meeting a lot of new signings as well. So we're going to tell the boys they were excellent. We'll keep it up for the second half. A few complacent, but as long as that doesn't creep in, we'll be alright. And let's see what the second half brings. Ballymena now 8-0 up. It's 14-0 on aggregate. Irvin is scoring goals galore, the centre half. Lecky's got a hat-trick as well. They are looking some side there. And with just over an hour gone, we're going to start making changes. It is going to be a tactical change as well. So a bit similar to the last game. Ronan Doherty will come off. We'll move Harkin along and we'll move Curran along. And we'll bring on Ryan Curran on the right wing. He can go further forward. Chris Curran will become an advanced playmaker on attack. And Harkin will be a central midfielder on support. 25 minutes to go and we'll make our final sub in a minute. We're back as we pick the ball up on the right hand side with the substitute Ryan Curran. We've got a warning to close someone down, which we'll do as Curran switches it into Harkin again. 3 men up with him and we've got a chance to get another here. McMenamin on the left. He'll probably come off in a moment. The worst physically, but delivers for Gormley who completes his hat-trick. And McMenamin will come off after being heroic in producing those crosses. 1 assist for Gormley, a couple of others that could have been, and he won the penalty too. And now we'll get a breather. It's going to be McCrudden who goes over to the left, an inside forward on attack. And then up front, McMenamin will be replaced by Calvin McCurry. I've just picked him out the under-18s. He's got big potential. Not the most natural target man in the world, but we'll bring him on and let him have 15 minutes of fun. A brilliant stage to get to in this tie. And let's see if we can put any more gloss on it. Ballymena 9-1 now. They've conceded. Disappointing, eh? McCurry brings it down for McCrudden. Gormley will be looking for more goals as well. Already got his hat-trick. And he's now in the box looking for more. McCrudden shoots! Wow, that was out of nowhere. From 30 yards at the near post, he has hammered it in. Michael McCrudden makes it 4. And now we're starting to look very confident. Barry Town going through, they're 4-2 up. Cardiff Met Uni 2-0 on the night, 6-0 on aggregate. A brilliant night for the British sides. As Gormley picks it up for Curran. Curran's got a man overlapping, but instead switches to McCrudden. Might have another go here. Does have another go. And he's hit onto the woodwork by the keeper. The clearance from the defender goes off the woodwork as well. And eventually it's a Cliftonville throw. 4-0. And all I think is if we'd had everyone fit and kept it to 11 on the pitch in the first leg, how many goals would we have scored? It's McDermott down to Curran. Curran's got time but finds Harkin in the centre circle. Over to the overlapping McDermott, the right wing back. He is surging forward, gets the ball in. McCurry loses out in the air. It could have been a dream moment for him, but Donnelly brings it down on halfway. Out to the left-hand side to McCrudden. Takes on the fullback, cuts it back to Harkin. Back to McCrudden, into the box. Ryan Curran heads over. And it remains 4-0, and with 2 minutes of stoppage time, that might be just about it. KI 0, Cliftonville 4 on the night, 7-1 on aggregate, and we're through to the Europa League first qualifying round. What a brilliant performance, and 3 new signings will get to make their bow, hopefully, depending on the competition rules. Jamie Harney out for 8 days to 2 weeks, that's going to be difficult, and the first qualifying round is very bad. It's Hapoel Beersheva, the Israelis, and they're going to be a much sterner opposition. 3-star ability and reputation, and they're going to probably wipe the floor with us. But either way, we've brought in 189,000 for winning that one, and we'll get 200,000 for the Europa League first qualifying. A massive difference to the finances and a big difference to the future of this club, as well as Ballymena, who did well as well. So that's all for this episode. We'll be back for the second leg of the first qualifying round. We'll also meet our new signings on that occasion, and hopefully some of them will be eligible to feature. But if you did enjoy this episode, please do put a thumbs up on the video. A brilliant start to our European campaign and our tenure in Northern Ireland. I hope you enjoyed it too, something a little different. If you want to stay up to date, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You'll get alerts as daily content releases on the channel, including more from this series with Cliftonville. And we've also got our weekly live stream series continuing as well. So every Tuesday morning at 10 AM, please do come and pop in and say hello. We've got a lovely little community and it's great to talk to you and interact live. It does make such a difference. And finally, please do check out the podcast channel in the eye above as well. We're really enjoying it at the moment. It's sort of inspired this save because we've had such success and fallen in love with the Northern Irish game. And we've got a specialist playlist for this country over there as well. So please do go and check it out and hopefully you'll enjoy it as much as we have. But a big thanks for watching and your continued support with the new series. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you next time for more Europa League football. And I promise you some spectacular new signings.